Hello again, everybody. I'm sitting here at home reading a very good book. It's not a book on paper, it's a book on the computer. I'm reading it here on my iPad. It's just been brought out and it's written by Elizabeth Jenner, Kate Wilson and Neil Roberts, and it's all about the coronavirus. Now, the authors are also teachers as well, and they asked Axel Scheffler to do the pictures. He's the same guy who did the pictures on the Gruffalo and lots of other books. And to make sure they got the science right, they asked a professor of viruses to help as well. And his name is Professor Graham Medley. And the book is all about the coronavirus. So let's have a read of this book. There's a new word you might have heard: coronavirus. You might hear people talking about it, or you might hear about it on the news. But this word is the reason why you're not going to school. It is the reason why you can't go outside very often or visit your friends. It might be the reason why the grown-up or grown-ups who look after you are at home. And the word is coronavirus. Everybody's talking about it. But what is it? And why is everybody talking about it? Well, what is it? It's a virus. Viruses are tiny germs that are so small you can't see them. They are so light that they can float through the air in tiny drops of water, and they can sit on your skin without you feeling them. If some of these germs get inside you, they can use your body to make more germs, and that can make you ill. Do I have germs on me now? Yes, but hardly any of them are dangerous. There are lots of different sorts of coronaviruses, and some of them infect people. If you have been infected with one of these coronaviruses, all you probably had was a snotty nose or a cough. And he's saying, "Achoo, bless you." He's saying, "You could have the coronavirus." But when this completely new coronavirus germ gets inside a human body, it can cause an illness called COVID-19. When people talk about catching the coronavirus, they are talking about this illness. So, how do you catch the coronavirus? Because this coronavirus is new, scientists don't know everything about it yet. But they think that there are two main ways that people can catch it. Coronavirus germs live in people's throats and mouths. When someone who has the coronavirus coughs or sneezes or breathes out, these germs come out of their mouth in tiny drops of water. Though you can't see the germs, you can sometimes see these tiny drops of water. In cold weather, they make a cloud of water vapor that you can see. If someone accidentally breathes in this vapor with the coronavirus germs in it, they will probably get the sickness. And there are two people in the cold, and you can see the water in their breath. She's saying, "It's cold today," and she's saying, "Yes, I can see our breath." It's easy to get the coronavirus germs from inside your body onto your hands when you touch your nose or your mouth. If the person with the coronavirus germs on their hands uses a door, the invisible germs can live on the door handle for hours. And then when somebody else opens the door, they get the germs on their hands too. And if they touch their nose or mouth, the germs can get into their body. So he's saying, I wonder if there are germs on that handle. And he's saying, "No, don't touch your mouth." So you can catch the coronavirus by touching things that someone with the virus has already touched. So, what happens if you catch the coronavirus? Some people, particularly most children, hardly feel ill at all when they get the coronavirus, but they can still have coronavirus germs in their body that they could give to somebody else. And she's saying, "But I feel fine, Mum." When they get the coronavirus, lots of people get coughs and a high temperature. Some people also have a headache or aches all over their body. People are usually ill for a few days, but bodies are amazing things. When a new germ, like the coronavirus, gets into somebody's body, their body knows that the germ shouldn't be there and it starts killing it. So he's saying, I feel awful. The body has an amazing weapon against viruses called antibodies. Tiny cells in your blood make antibodies to fight each different virus invader. The antibodies catch the viruses, then the blood cells swallow them up and destroy them, and then the person gets better. Each of us has more than 10 billion different kinds of antibodies inside us. And the man's now saying, I'm better now. And he's saying, hooray for antibodies. This means there are more different antibodies inside you right now than there are people in the whole world. So, why are people worried about catching the coronavirus? I need to be extra careful, and me. Nearly everyone has a body that is healthy enough to fight the coronavirus. But there are some people who find it harder because their bodies aren't as strong. They might be people who are more than 70 years old or already have another illness like cancer that might make their bodies weaker. They need more help to fight the coronavirus. This means they have to go to hospital and they might need to use a special machine called a ventilator to help them breathe. And he's saying, we'll get you to the hospital in no time. However, sometimes even this might not be enough to help them to get better, and if that happens, then sadly, some of them will die. That's why people really need to stay at home, away from anywhere they might catch the coronavirus. So this lady's saying, I'll dance in my living room instead. They won't be able to have visitors. That might mean you won't be able to go and visit some of your family for a while to help keep them safe. And this boy's talking to her grandma on the computer, saying, hi Granny, how are you today? So, is there a cure for the coronavirus? Most people get better from the coronavirus all by themselves, but doctors and scientists want to help everyone to do it quickly and safely. Doctors don't have a cure for the coronavirus yet because it's a new illness. Some medicines that doctors already know about might help, so they are trying them out on people right now who are ill. But even if they don't work, scientists are also working on making completely new medicines for the coronavirus that no one had ever used before. So there's some scientists there, and this one's saying, I hope this new medicine works. Another thing that scientists are working on is a vaccine. A vaccine is a special medicine that is usually injected into your body whilst you are healthy. Inside the medicine are weak or dead virus germs. The antibodies in your blood can practice killing these germs so that then if you catch the virus, they can start fighting the virus germs even quicker. And there's somebody having an injection of a vaccine. You probably already have had some vaccines when you were a baby, so that means you won't get some illnesses. And this boy's saying, I was vaccinated when I was little, and now I can't get the measles. It takes many months to make a new medicine before you can give it to lots and lots of people. You have to make sure that it's safe for everyone. So you have to try it out carefully on just a few people at a time. Then, when you know that it works and it's safe, you have to make enough for everybody who needs it. Why are some places we normally go to closed? Although lots of people will get better from the coronavirus, it's really important that people who might become ill don't catch it. This means we need to make sure as few people as possible get the coronavirus so we don't pass it on to anybody who might get ill. And if a lot of people get ill and have to go to hospital at the same time, then hospitals will get too busy to look after everybody properly. It's very easy to get the coronavirus, that we need to be very careful that we don't go too near people who don't live with us. These people are staying very far apart. That's why all the places where lots of people are together, like schools and libraries and swimming pools, are closed at the moment. The government of Hong Kong have said that people can only go outside if their homes if they really, really need to. So this lady's saying, I'm working with nurses to help the people who are ill. And this man is saying, I'm working so you can still buy food. Some people, like doctors or nurses, or people who work in food shops, or people who deliver things in our homes, have to go out of their homes to go to work. Most people can go out of their home if they need to buy food or to exercise, but they've got to be very careful not to go near anybody else. If you or anyone in your family feels it and think they might have the coronavirus, you can't go out of your house for 2 weeks. We all have to stay at home to protect the people who will find it hard to fight the coronavirus. So this man is saying, I'm working to deliver things that families need. And he's saying, I'm working with doctors to help the people who are ill, so they can go to work. What's it like to be at home all the time? Sometimes being at home with the people you live with can be great fun. You can do things together you wouldn't normally do when you were at school or when the grown-ups are at work. But sometimes I feel bored. Sometimes I miss my friends. Sometimes I feel angry, and sometimes I feel sad. These are all normal things to feel, and everyone who lives with you probably feels the same way sometimes, even though they try hard not to show it. There's Dad saying bored, and there's the daughter saying bored. Even the dog is bored. The grown-up or grown-ups who look after you might also feel worried. Sometimes they might feel worried about work, or sometimes it might be hard to buy the things that you all need, and they might worry them too. But what if I feel worried too? If you are worried, talk about your worries to the grown-up who looks after you. If you are still going to school, which you are not, you maybe can talk to a teacher, or maybe you could talk to a teacher or someone else in your family on the telephone or using a computer. What can I do to help? You are already helping a lot by staying at home, but you can also help by taking extra care to make sure you don't catch or pass on the coronavirus to anybody else. Did you know that viruses are killed by soap? So if you wash your hands very carefully and for long enough, you won't have any coronavirus germs on your hands. You can sing a song whilst you wash your hands to make sure you are washing them for long enough. Long enough to sing happy birthday twice. And there are 2 children washing their hands, singing happy birthday twice to make sure they're washing their hands for long enough. But germs can come in and out of my nose and mouth too. If you have to wipe or blow your nose, use a tissue and put it in the bin straight away. Remember to wash your hands too, because the coronavirus lives in your snot and it can get onto your hands from the tissue. If you have to cough or sneeze, do it in the inside corner of your elbow, not on your hand. Then you can't give the coronavirus to other people that way. So if you feel a sneeze going on, go achoo. Don't go achoo, because then the germs go on your elbow, which is not as bad as going on your hand. If somebody does these things, if everyone does these things, it will make a big difference. What else can I do? Well, another important thing you can do is to be kind to the people that you live with. Things will be different and perhaps difficult for all of you. If you live with brothers and sisters, you might sometimes find them annoying, but try not to fight with them. It's your turn. If you live with grown-ups, maybe you can help them by doing what you've been asked to do, or by giving them a big hug. Mum has asked us to put our toys away. Okay, I'll sort out the books. What about my schoolwork though? If you are not at school, do your schoolwork. It will help to keep your mind busy so you won't be bored. And then, when you go back to school, you will have learned a lot. If you don't have a screen of your own, talk about how you can share screen time fairly with everybody in the family who needs it. Remember, grown-ups who live with you might also have to work as well. If they do, you can help them by not disturbing them when they are trying to work. Then they will be more likely to have time to do fun things with you later. Maybe you could make a list of things that you'd like to do with them. Shh! Stop barking! So, what's going to happen next? Well, this is a strange time for everybody, and it's happening all over the world. But if we are all careful and we all stay at home, we are doing what we can to stop the coronavirus spreading. And that gives the scientists and doctors time to work out how to cure the illness and maybe stop people from getting it altogether by using medicines and vaccines. One day, quite soon, although nobody knows exactly when, you'll be able to visit people you love that don't live with you, play with your friends, go to school again, and do lots of other things that you can enjoy but you can't do now. One day, this strange time will be over. Hooray! Now we can play together. We did it together. If anybody's got any questions about the coronavirus, ask me next time we have the one-on-one Zoom conversations on the computer. Okay. Bye then.